My name's Caroline.
My name's Katie.
And you're watching WRCC Senior Interviews.
Testing the mic. Brendan, hello there. This is an event.
The church must make sure they see me at my best.
I love the camera and the camera loves me.
How many times have you broken a bone?
I've actually only technically broken a bone twice.
That's it?
Yeah. So yeah, only twice.
I really thought it was
I've just been hurt a lot.
What's your favorite, I don't even know what to call it. How you swim? Like, what's your favorite?
My stroke?
What's your favorite stroke?
Breaststroke.
Why?
So that's the one, like, I'm best at.
Okay.
Do you know what that one is?
Kind of. Go ahead and demonstrate.
I mean,
Do it right now.
Demonstrate.
so you pull with your arms and breathe, and you, kick like a frog. Like that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
A beav coon.
A what?
A beav coon. It's a beaver and a raccoon. And iCarly it was.
How does it feel being a bowling champion?
A bowling champion? It feels, you know what? I really surprised myself at the youth bowling event. I didn't know where that came from. So we decided that was my alter ego, Carol. So Carol is amazing at bowling apparently, and I don't know, I can't talk. Wait, Carol has a bright future in bowling.
What are you most excited about for this next chapter of your life?
I'm really excited about being away from Katie and, growing, away from each other. Yeah. Just kidding. I should not have had that coffee. I'm really excited about meeting new people and just growing in a social environment, in a new social environment.
I would say new beginnings and the chance to learn about what I'm really interested about learning. So excited.
I would say I'm most excited about just it being the next chapter of my life. I don't know, just a change. I've been kind of in the same church, school, I've had the same surroundings pretty much my whole life. So I'm just ready to kind of be on my own and meet new people, be in a new place, just kind of venture out into the real world, if you will.
I would say the new experiences and stuff, and even though it's Greenville Tech, it's not a really big college or whatever. It'll still be new and get to meet a lot of new people and stuff. So I'm excited for that.
All right, so what are you most excited about for this next chapter of your life?
I would say for me it'd be just meeting new people, putting myself out there, and just not letting. I feel like in high school things can be a little bit awkward. Kids are more closed off. I'm just excited to meet new people and also have that freedom and just kind of be able to do what I want.
What's your biggest fear about going to college?
Time management. We were late today for this interview, and I'm late for everything. And I know college, you have free time, you have more free time. So that kind of scares me a little bit. That you have less of a structure, because I need that.
The intensity of the classes, because my time management is not very good, and I'm just afraid I won't be able to keep up. Do you want me to change my answer?
My biggest fear would probably be just keeping up with everything. And I know I've done a lot of things already, so I'm used to that, but at the same time it'll just be different to maintain that and still try to balance all the different things that I'll be doing.
That I'll be kind of overwhelmed and stuff, because it's just it'll be new, which is exciting, but also that's also not good in a way, just because I may not I don't really know what it's gonna be like, and it'll be a lot harder and stuff.
I'm nervous that I'm gonna be late for my classes. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I'm terrified of being late for class. I don't know why, it just gives me a lot of anxiety. Probably getting lost and being late.
If you could tell your freshman self one thing, what would it be?
Sleep in. You do not need to do your makeup every day. Seriously, it is. Towards the end of high school, just wake up, go to school. No one cares that much about how you look. You go there to learn and make friends, and if anybody who cares that much about how you look is not gonna is not a true friend.
I remember when Hudson learned that lesson.
About not wearing makeup.
Mhm.
Yeah, it took me a while, but I really finally just took it all off.
Bare naked face.
I would say like find like a good group of friends that are like actually your friends, because some people like you may think like you're friends with them, but like they may not really like you or something. So like find like your good group of like really good friends that you like and stick with them, and don't try and like change yourself to like fit in better or like be more popular, like, because in the grand scheme of things that doesn't matter at all.
I would probably say just like enjoy every moment, like be present where you're at and invest in all the things that you get to do and like all the people that you're able to be with, because like you have like 4 years in high school, but it's like those are the only 4 years, and then like once that's gone, like you move on. So like enjoy each and every moment of it.
That it's okay to ask for help no matter what you're struggling in, because that's something I really struggled with throughout high school.
I would definitely say to like put myself out there more and like not be afraid to try new things, because everyone is trying new things. Everyone is like nervous about like meeting new people and stuff, but it's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day.
So what's something that happened in your teenage years that you'll remember your whole life?
So freshman year, Katie and I's close friend Bella passed away from cancer, and since her passing, a charity that she created called Bella Matillon Angel Heart of Hope Ministry was turned into a non-profit. So because of that, I've been able to be involved in the charity, and through that, I've realized that I want to do medical research for kids with cancer and hopefully create new treatments so that less kids have to suffer from this.
My friend passed away of cancer, and really that kind of showed me that I really want to advocate for the less fortunate, the voiceless, and whatever career path I decide to go into.
Something I was involved in that like really helped change or shift my life was like being able to play club volleyball. Like it was just a very eye-opening experience, just because it was different from anything I'd ever really done before, and just like experiencing different kinds of people who are different than me, and yet we're like united over this like one thing of enjoying a sport and like wanting to excel at that. And just like it was a very positive experience in a lot of ways and grew me a lot.
I would say like sports in general, just like playing basketball and swimming and stuff, and being like on all the teams I was a part of, and just like the rides to games and like going out to eat after, and like being like a part of like that family. That's what I'll remember, because that's just really some really special memories.
On my 16th birthday, my aunt and uncle surprised me, and they gave me a car for my 16th birthday, because I wasn't expecting to have a car for a while. But then it's not my car, but it's my car that I drive. So just being surprised that I basically got a car for my 16th birthday. That was a big surprise.
What's something that happened at a youth activity that you'll remember your whole life?
Anything that has to do with rooming with Savannah Colliver at CIY at camp, any one of those stories you've heard, anything like that.
This is the end.
Crazy times.
Well, I mean, I'll always remember like all the CIYs and stuff, and just like all the funny moments and all of those things. Like specifically, I mean, I'll probably remember like this past year at Generate the most, just because that's the most recent one, and like lots of new people came, lots of like new friends that me and Noah had invited, and like we won the volleyball tournament and met a ton of guys from Florida and Alabama and stuff. So probably that one mostly.
There's a lot of those too. Just like CIY, like all of them. Like I don't know, they're just like very memorable of like the stuff that we learned there, but also just like the time spent as a youth group and like with the youth leaders like mentoring us and stuff. Like all of those moments are just like very influential.
Okay, so it was a small group one night, and we were having a discussion. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but all of a sudden Holly just starts laughing her head off, and we're like, Holly, like, are you okay? Like, what happened? And she looks out the window and she goes, I'm sorry, I just realized I thought the Lidl sign was the moon. And that will be my favorite. That's every time I'm sad, I think about that moment and start laughing. So it's my favorite memory.
Well, I'll never forget embarrassing myself for the past 5 years doing the talent show at camp with the Garbage Patch Kids. That, I don't know. Are you laughing?
It's not embarrassing at all.
I'm just kidding. Okay, but like it's really fun, and I really enjoy like dancing with all the girls in the youth group and stuff. And even though like it's really crazy and like we're doing everything at the last minute and stuff, like it's just really fun to get on stage and like dance and like entertain people. So I definitely will never forget that. And Lily has some amazing dance moves, of course, that we all like bounce off of. So it's really fun. It's been really fun to do that.
What's one of your most memorable moments about one of your fellow graduates?
I remember one year at camp, Lily kept on saying how she was like really scared like a snake was gonna come out and like jump on her and like bite her, I guess. And so when we were like walking by the creek, Miss Tammy was with us, and she like pointed out like in a bush or something, and she was like, "It's a snake!" And she like, and we all screamed, and then we scared the crap out of Lily. It was so funny.
Okay, I have memories for everybody. A memory I have about Catherine is whenever we did our dance group at camp, the Garbage Patch Kids, Catherine would always like try and help us with the dances. I remember one time she was teaching everyone how to do the height, and you know, I love dance teacher Catherine. It's very helpful. The thing about Hudson is that, especially this past year at camp, he always wanted to like go up at the front of the stage to worship, and I just think that's really cool that he just wants that community aspect of worship. I like that a lot. My favorite memory of Lily is when she decided to make the commitment to follow Christ in our first year of camp. And I'll always remember that. And one thing about Caroline, see, I don't really know her well, so I don't know what to say. I want to say something about, I'll make something up. One thing about Caroline is I love how she's always willing to like sing or dance with me around the house. So it's fun. Yeah. It's fun to be with Caroline.
Okay, I'm gonna do one for each of them because.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So my one for Lily would be when Miss Tammy scared her with the snake at CIY. That was a beautiful moment. For Caroline, it would be when she beatboxed for us. That was great. For Hudson, it would be like when he made that decision at CIY, like to go up, like, I don't know, just like growing up with him for so long, and then like him making that decision to follow Christ and be baptized was very memorable and influential. And then for Katie, it's not really like a moment. She's always been like there. I don't know how to describe it. So like being with her, like she's always very like invested in my life. Like she's always asking me like how I'm doing, or like letting me know like good job on this, or like I noticed you did this, or like that kind of thing. And just like in like small group conversation, she always brought like a very honest and like upfront attitude of like she wasn't afraid to ask questions, she wasn't afraid to bring like a different opinion, and I really appreciated that, and just like who she is as a person. So yeah.
So a few years ago at our Christmas party, we had like a white elephant gift exchange, and Lily brought, like, her gift was like fart bombs that you set them off and they smell like really bad and just fill like the whole room up, and it smells like rotten eggs and it's terrible. But I don't remember who set it off, but someone set it off in the youth room, and it smelled so bad, but it was just so funny at the same time. And then we had to spray like Febreze everywhere and stuff. So that's definitely very memorable.
Understood.
Katie, Caroline, and I all ate at Cookout, and then we went to the girls' movie night, and it was just like 3 15-year-olds walking along Woodruff Road, and Katie was wearing these like high heel flip-flops, just stomping along. And then we went and watched, what did we watch?
Just Princess Diaries.
The Princess Diaries. And then I think I put something in my shirt and told everyone I was pregnant too. But that was a good one. And then with Hudson, there's a long story to it. Long story short, I flicked chocolate pudding on his white shirt the first year of CIY, and he was like, "Nah, my mom can get it out. It's no big deal." But that was pretty funny. And then Catherine, I would say, when we do the horse night rider game, how good we were at that, and how quickly Catherine could just jump on my back. He was like a spider monkey, and we were just ready. Like, we dominated that game.
What is something you'll miss about WRCC youth?
I'm gonna miss how familiar I was with everyone there, and just the whole thing, because I've gotten to know y'all better than anyone over the past few years, and just not having that right. I know y'all are all here for me no matter what, but just not having all those people right there and all the time like it used to be.
I would say how it's like a family, like besides my real family for me, because just like it's fairly small compared to lots of other youth groups, and I like that because like I'm so close to everybody and I'm not afraid to like be myself and like put myself out there and stuff. So that's what I'll miss, like the close group of friends that I feel like I can talk to like anything about and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, so many things. Probably Anchor, like especially like the small groups after. Just like so many interesting conversations and just like a really great opportunity to like dig a little deeper and like ask those hard questions and like figure out like what other people are thinking, and knowing that like other people think the same things as you or have the same kind of questions and struggles. So that was like something I'll miss a lot from youth.
Definitely the people. I mean, all the relationships I've made in the youth group have been powerful and impactful in some way.
Definitely my friends and you guys. Oh, I'm starting to cry. Okay, I don't want to cry. Okay. Okay, I need
We're gonna put a subtitle that just says "She had coffee."
That's funny. The caffeine! I'm not gonna. It's okay, I don't need this, so I'm not gonna cry.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned from WRCC youth?
That it's amazing to have a place to feel safe, and it's awesome to have the church that remains steady amidst the chaos of the world.
That like it's really crucial to have those people in your life and like that group to like support you and to discuss and just be there through all the different stages of life. Like it's really important to have those kind of people.
I would say like don't be afraid, like especially like for new people coming in, like don't be afraid to like come and like have fun and like have a good time, because like these are people like you can depend on and stuff. And like at first when I was like new to the youth group, I think it took me a bit to learn that, and I was like much more shy and quiet back when I was in like middle school and stuff. But now like I'm just like so open and stuff.
You shouldn't be afraid to put yourself out there and just meet people, because when I first started going here, I was a little bit nervous, and because I didn't know anybody, and then I started going to youth group, and I was really nervous about coming the first night. But I remember I was just welcomed with open arms, and we should just all welcome people with open arms. That sort of idea, not close anybody off.
I've learned that it's okay to ask questions, and that God wants us to like ask questions, and it's okay to have doubts, because asking questions and having doubts like bring us closer to Him once we like dive into like scripture.
What's your favorite Bible verse or passage at the moment?
It was actually read in service today, and it kind of stuck out to me, but I like 2 Corinthians 1:3-4, and it says, "Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any troubles with the comfort we ourselves receive from God."
And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God is in them. That's 1 John 4:16.
Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Just because that really shows just how much, it reminds me just how much God isn't going to change. He's always going to be there for you constantly, no matter what's going on in your life, in the world we live on.
Probably right now, like kind of like my theme verse for the year is Colossians 1:10, which is walk worthy in the manner to the Lord, bearing fruit in every good work and increasing in knowledge of God.
It's 1 John 4:18, and it says, "Perfect love casts out all fear." It's actually on the necklace I'm wearing, so that's really cool. Where is it? Oh no, it's like on here. So that whole like, especially like that year of camp, like really stuck with me, and that verse and like everything like resonated with me really well, and so that verse has just always like been with me.
Why should new freshmen make youth activities a priority in high school?
I think being involved in the youth group really establishes like a sense of community, and it helps you create a bunch of friendships, which is something I've really taken away from being in the youth group, is all the friends I made.
Having fellowship with other believers is so important, and I recognize how, like I said, the impacts of the relationships I've had with people at church have had on my life, and I think it's really important to start as early as you can so you can just keep on building those bonds and connections.
I would say just because, like, yes, Anchor like is a weekly thing, and that's a really, really great habit to be in, but also the other activities that we do are also just like the way that you grow those relationships outside of church, and just getting to know people so that when you need like someone, or when you're having a hard time, like you have that relationship to be able to go to them, and just making that a priority. It makes it a habit. It's something that's like a part of your life. Whereas if you just kind of like randomly do things or when you feel like it, then you're not going to be as involved, and you're not going to have the same type of support that you would if you invested in it.
Like youth activities, first of all, like it's not like youth activities aren't like just youth group and stuff, because like youth group is great and stuff, but like if you just do that over and over like with nothing else, like that can get a bit boring. But like Brendan does a ton of other stuff that's not like, that's just go and like hang out and go like watch fireworks or like go to the pool and stuff, and like that's a lot more fun and like a good like way to mix it up. And like they're also like, I mean, they're like really good influences on you and stuff, all the people you're with, compared to like, I mean, I guess depending on like where you go to school and stuff, like you may be surrounded with people who are not good influences on you and stuff like that.
Because you meet so many people in these youth activities that will help you throughout high school, that even if you feel awkward at first, like these people are going to stick with you forever. They aren't just going to flake on you, you know. Even if you stop coming to youth events for a little bit, you know, you're always going to have somebody checking up on you. It's not like you're going to be forgotten about no matter how often you come, that sort of thing.
What's your biggest piece of advice for a new 6th grader?
I say, don't be nervous. Really just approach things as, like, keep in mind that we're all God's children, and that we have all been in the same place before. No matter how small you may feel in the moment, like everyone older than you has been there before. Just remember that when you're talking to them, because that's really what is gonna help you become friends with people, new people, make new friends, basically.
Yeah,
Don't just like sit at home and like not, I mean, maybe like, sure, everybody doesn't really want to come sometimes, but like if you go, like you'll definitely not regret it, and like have a good time and stuff. And like don't be scared of like all the older people too, because they're not gonna bully you or anything, and they're gonna include you and make sure you have a good time, and like, you know, show you what it's all about and stuff.
A new 6th grader, just in general, like middle school's rough, like just gonna be honest, but you gotta get through it. And like it's a very formative time, I would say. So like make sure that you spend time with God and spend time with good people. Like choose your friends wisely, because that's a hard time in life across the board, and just a lot of things going on. So just like try to find those like areas where you can like focus and like regroup, kind of like with Anchor or whatever, just like regrouping with people who are on the same page as you, to like, this is my goal, and then just kind of getting through those years of life.
Just show up. It's sometimes, you know, hard or scary when you don't really know anyone and you don't know what to expect, but if you show up and you're there and you come consistently, then everything else will fall into place.
I would say don't feel intimidated. Like everyone in the youth group is really welcoming, and even though you might feel scared because it's a new experience, like you'll grow closer to everybody in the youth group, so it's not that scary.
What do you want your parents to know about your time in high school?
I would say to them, thank you for teaching me how to advocate for myself and like pushing me like out of my comfort zone.
That I'm really grateful for my mom's advice, even though it may be frustrating at times to hear. I always need her advice, and that my dad gives the best pep talks, and I love his words of encouragement.
I would just say, like, thank you for always, like, being there and supporting me, because I did a lot of things. And so just, like, them being there at, like, all of those different things. And, like, my mom driving for, like, 2 hours to come to a game, or, like, my dad, like, getting off work early to come see a soccer game or whatever. And, like, just the time put in, even outside those events, of, like, helping me and encouraging me and talking to me after the game or whatever. Like, just, like, really meant a lot to, like, get through, and like also just for having me in a Christian school, because I learned so much, and it was just very good to have that base and that support to go into the rest of my life.
Well, I would just say that they've like done an amazing job supporting me in like everything I want to do, and when like I decided to not play basketball and stuff and focus on swimming, like they were great, and they didn't like try and force me to play basketball and stuff like that. Like they've put my interests first and like helped me through like everything I may have struggled with and stuff. And so, and like sometimes I'll see other parents like be really hard on their kids, and like especially in sports, they like yell at them or like hold them to such high standards, and like not everybody's perfect, and they know that, and so they've never done that and like gotten like mad at me like if I don't play well. Like they encourage me so I can do better next time and stuff.
No matter how much of a brat I could be sometimes and how dramatic I could be, I knew at the end of the day, y'all are usually, I'm not gonna say always, usually right. And that I just wanna thank my parents for pushing me no matter what. You know, I wouldn't be as driven as I am today if I didn't have the work ethic that they instilled in me, and I wouldn't be where I was today without them.
Is there someone at WRCC that you want to thank who might not expect it?
I mean, really, I just feel like you guys, Brennan and Beatty, are just the most, like, y'all have really just helped me through everything, thick and thin. Y'all have seen me at my worst and my best, you know, and I just want to thank y'all for that. No matter, like, it's nice having people in my life that I feel like I can come to as mentors, but also friends. I don't feel awkward talking to y'all. I feel like I can really say whatever. So, thank you.
You're fine.
I love y'all.
I love you too.
Aww.
Well, okay, there's like a ton of people I'd want to thank, but I guess more specifically, I would say Mr. Sam Farley, just because I feel like, I mean, he's super nice and stuff, and like I can talk to him about like football, because he likes West Virginia, I like Virginia Tech and stuff, and like, I don't know, he's just always been like a good like role model for me and stuff like that.
Definitely Mr. Earl and Miss Susan, because they live right next to my school, and so they were always very open, and like whenever you need to come by, like whatever. So a lot of times, like I would just run up there after school for 2 hours before practice and like take a nap or work on some homework or just somewhere to be, because like I wasn't technically allowed to just hang out at school, but I lived pretty far away from school, so it was really nice to just have them there. And like when I would be there and they would come in too, like we'd have really nice conversations and stuff like that. And even just spending the night at their house sometimes, like when there was a late rehearsal or something, like they were always so open and like making sure that I felt at home and knew that they were there for me in all those different situations. So.
Well, there's so many people. Everyone's amazing, but especially I want to thank Mary Delgado. She made shirts for our dance group at camp a few years back, and I still have mine and I love it. I want to thank the Farleys for always encouraging me and Caroline in our musical pursuits at church. And I want to thank Brennan and Beatty because they're amazing. And I want to thank B and Jonathan for always being willing to help out in the youth group. And I also want to thank Miss Tammy, Miss Stephanie for always coming to camp and being willing to hang out with a bunch of teenagers. And then I also want to thank Miss Betsy, because anytime I was on the praise team, she was just so fun to be around and was like a beacon of light on the stage.
I want to thank Brennan and Beatty and V and Jonathan and Miss Tammy and Miss Stephanie for always going to camp with us, and we always have a fun time. I also want to thank the Farleys for sending notes of encouragement to us when we have the opportunity to sing in church.
So what's one gift that God has given you that you plan on using for kingdom work in your life?
Well, I really like to sing, obviously, and I hope to continue that in school, in some capacity. I don't really know. So yeah, I would just like to continue to lead worship in some capacity when I go to college.
So I think God has given me the gift of arguing or debating to advocate for those in need through my passions of law and government. So just using my gifts of, passionate discussion to, better the lives of other people.
I would say, he's given me so many gifts, but, the attitude that he's given me of, wanting to excel and wanting to do the best I can at everything that I do, and doing it, for his glory, is something that I've already seen, people comment on, why do you do that? Or, why are you helping that person? Or, why are you having integrity in this moment when, no one's watching? No one cares if you're doing the right thing. But, they notice that, and God's just kind of given me that, drive to do the things I'm supposed to do and, do them well. And so I think that's something that will help me, with all the different things that I do, that kind of attitude to help advance, his kingdom and showing other people that, I have a purpose to what I do. It's not just random events or activities that I'm doing throughout my life. Everything I do has a purpose, and that purpose is to show Christ and to love him and love others in the things that I'm able to do.
I think a gift he's given me is that I'm good at including people and stuff, if that makes sense, and trying not to leave anybody out. And so I feel like that'll be helpful, if I ever volunteer with a youth group or something, making sure some people who maybe are more shy or just not, I don't know, they're just not as willing to put themselves out there, I can make sure they enjoy it. And at camp and stuff, I feel like I've done a good job of trying to make sure if you want to play basketball or something, you don't just not get invited to play, and make sure everybody gets to do what they want to do.
I would say how outgoing I am and how able I am to just talk to people openly and not shy away from that. I just feel like that really helps me connect with people and help other people realize that I've been in the same boat. We aren't so different, I think that really helps me in spreading God's word, and just I think the joy I bring to the table in most events, I feel like I can brighten somebody's day when they aren't having a good day, even if it's just a little joke that I think is stupid that I make. I think that sort of thing, I think I just bring joy to other people's lives.
All done.
Good.
Yay.
Whoop, whoop.
You made it. Woo.
That wasn't that bad.
No, not at all.
Definitely.
Very nice. Woo. That's it. Yay. Yay. You're all done.
I made it through!
Well done.
Yay.
I did it! Thank you.